Hello Sagittarius, welcome to your weekly tarot reading here on Dove and Serpent Tarot. This is for the week of January 15th through 21st. Please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and share this video. Now we're going to take a look into your general energies for the week. It's very important that you remain open and receptive to whatever might come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger. I can read the energy that comes through, but I can't always make sense of every detail. Very often that final step is up to you. Got a 10 of Cups here to start us out. Let's see what is going on with that 10 of Cups using our Dove and Serpent spread. Wow, now the very next card, a 9 of Cups. So I think this is going to be a very emotional week, but in a very good way, okay? But let's put this into some context. Let's see what is going on. Interesting here. That is quite interesting. Okay, we're going to do our mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. We're going to use the Ancient Italian Tarot for the mystery card today. This is all pre-shuffled. I shuffle through everything in the mornings before I start my day. It's a good way to clear all the energy. So we're going to do one random card from the middle. We're going to put that right there. We're not going to look at it until the very end of the reading. And hopefully that will, tie the reading together and give us the confirmation that we're looking for right at the very end of things. So let's see. We've got some water, fire, earth, and air. We've got some major. We've got some earth, some water, some air. So a pretty good balance of cards. I'd like to see a little bit more fire going on here, but you're Sagittarius. You've had a lot of fire in your last readings, several readings, I think. So I think the fire department, that doesn't sound right. In the department of your fire, I think you're pretty well settled, right? I think you've got enough of that fiery energy to last us through this week. So let's take a look first at these two, the 9 and the 10 of Cups. A situation's coming your way this week that is really going to be the mechanism by which, or the machinery by which you manifest your happiness. I feel like you've been kind of working on something related to your physical life, your business success, your career success, just your spiritual path as well, but something that you're trying to really manifest, okay? And it has a very strong emotional component for you, something that you feel very strongly about. I think you really identify with this. It really is an expression of who you are and what you're all about. And I think that you're starting this week, I feel like it's a project that's been going on for a long time, or the spiritual work that you've been doing for quite a while. But I think this is the week that it really starts to solidify in the material world, in terms of your satisfaction, your happiness through this project, right? You're really going to start to feel and even see like this satisfaction, this fulfillment, this pleasure regarding this work that you're doing, okay? And I think with the 9 here, this is kind of that, the mechanism or the machinery by which you bring this project to kind of like a satisfying completion. But it's not that it's over yet, but you're really manifesting it to visible appearance, and it's going to have such a good feeling for you. Right? I don't think this is the end of your path or the end of your work. I think this is a very important milestone that's coming. Okay? We go from this 9 to this 10. This is just like the last few particles that come together to make that solid form. Okay? And whatever it is that you're creating, I think you've been at it for a long time. The recent past, we have a 6 of Pentacles, or discs as they're called in the Thoth deck. This was, I think, a lot of hard work in your past, right? I think you've really been on the grind for a long time, okay? And I think recently you started to experience some more harmony, some more success, right? Maybe some more financial stability, some more business success, more and more achievements, right? So it's been this reinforcing thing that you've been on the right path and that you've been really doing the right kind of work, because the 6 of discs is a reflection of the 3, right? It's a mirroring of that 3 of discs. And the 3 of discs, which we don't have here because I think it's contained in here. That's the work ethic. That is your strong commitment to the path. That is all of the, really all the struggle that you've been going through for, I think, weeks and weeks. You've been working so hard. And recently, you started to see this success being mirrored in the external world, reflected back at you, right? So it's this harmonizing. It's this kind of resonance that I think you've been experiencing more and more. It could be the synchronicities. It could be that the work that you're doing is really beginning to take material form. It's really starting to all come together. And I think that was what we've seen in the last couple of weeks with you. And this week, I think you're starting to really feel the deeper meaning for all of that, the emotional satisfaction, the real sense of purpose behind all of this. Okay, and that I think is an amazing component. You're getting the physical success, the material success, things are harmonizing and coming together, and now we have this water energy, this just lovely, lovely water energy, going from the 9 to the 10, the last efforts to materialize this kind of satisfaction, this emotional component, okay? And beneath the surface, I do feel like it's related to the physical, tangible work that you're doing, right? This isn't all just theoretical or abstract. I think you really are creating something or gaining something or building something in the physical world. So it could be career related, right? It could be that you're seeing this career success, or success in your own business, success in creating your art, you know, performing your art, whatever the case may be. I think there's a physical component to it, okay? And I think for you, you are a person who likes to see that physical component. You don't want things to remain abstract or theoretical or kind of up in the air. You want to see the thing in front of you, right? You want to invoke all of this energy to visible appearance. And I think that's an important step for you. Particularly because we see this 9 of Pentacles down here beneath the surface, this is just part of your nature, I think, to want the tangible, physical, the sensual even, and tactile experience of it. You know, and I think that's what we've been receiving over here with the 6 and the 9 of Pentacles, and then right there in the center we've got that 9 and 10 of Cups. That water energy, it really has this this joyful feeling about it, this very, very pleasurable, very sensual, but gives you such an elation, such a joy, right? On top of everything, we see this 3 of Wands. This is that fire energy that I think you have in just a tremendous abundance already. And I think we saw a lot of fire energy in the past few readings for you. So I think the fire is something that you definitely have a handle on. And that's the 3 of Wands here. This is the fire energy that's under your control, that is kind of an infinite resource within you. And this card also represents, you know, your integrity, your self-respect, your set of principles and ethics. I think that you really have this deeper sense of purpose, a deeper meaning about things. You really do take the work seriously. Okay, you're not just a casual person. I think you feel this very strongly, very deeply, in a spiritual sense. This work that you're doing is very spiritual work, even though you are creating physical, tangible results with it. You know what I mean? It still has this very intensely spiritual meaning for you. And the 3 of Wands is up here, casting its light on all of these cards, saying, look, it's all under the umbrella of this intense spiritual work that you're doing. Okay? So despite whatever energies we have here, it's all part of this spiritual work. Okay, let's keep that in mind. The immediate future, we've got this 4 of Swords. This is saying that, look, you're going to get a bit of a break or a rest after this. And I don't think this is the end of your path or of your work. I think this is one resting point on your ascent of the mountain, okay? This is a temporary rest, recuperation. It could be that you've really been in the final stages of this particular project, right? This particular piece of art or this phase of the work that you're in. It's been very intense, okay? And just with the 9 and 10 of Cups here, this is real intensity. This is an overwhelming emotion. Like it's the kind of joy that really does bring you to tears, okay? And I think this is a good thing, though. I think this is kind of the final step in this creative process that you're on. This is the catharsis. This is the kind of end release of this energy. And then there's going to be this restful period coming shortly thereafter. Okay, and this is good. This is like, okay, you can kind of lie down, take a rest, recuperate, take care of yourself, give yourself a bit of a break energetically, spiritually, but mentally as well. This is the first air card that we're dealing with. It's not the last, but it's the first one. So I think that this is really talking about the mental stress, right? Needing that break, because I think you've been really hard at it for a while, getting this work down to a physical manifestation. Okay, so this break is coming. I think this is going to be a very welcomed break. It will be temporary. Like I said, it's not the final resting place. It is just a temporary repose as you kind of recharge to get back on your journey. Okay. Now, before we transition to the path of the serpent, I just want to say that the cards in this tarot reading are always correct. In tarot, in general, you never pull an incorrect card. I don't care who you are. But as the interpreter, I might not always understand your particular situation fully and completely down to the last detail. So try to connect directly with the cards and use your own intuition to go beyond what I'm saying. Okay? I think that's very important. Now, path of the serpent. This is a little bit more tricky. There's some more kind of subtle things going on here. The first is this air energy, this Three of Swords. This is traditionally a kind of negative card. There's kind of some bad energy here. Kind of represents sorrow and heartbreak and melancholy. And I think maybe as in your general state, because this is your general energy, right? You might be a little bit of a melancholy person. It could be your nature. Okay? It could just be your general natural state of being is just a little bit more subdued, a little bit more melancholic. And the interesting thing is that after this really intense, joyful experience, right, it could leave you a little bit depleted of that joy. You know what I mean? Because you experienced all the way to the 10, this is like the volume's all the way up on this kind of pleasure and satisfaction from the path of the dove, from this task that is, this phase of the work that you're completing, could leave you feeling a little bit drained, a little bit kind of with that rebound melancholy. You know what I mean? Because you've so exhausted this joyful energy here that in your mind, you're just kind of, in your soul, you're feeling a little bit the other way, you know, a little bit down from this intense elation that we felt. But I think it's kind of your general energy to have these really strong, intense, joyful emotions, and then you kind of come back to this this state. I'm getting a feeling like kind of exhausted from it, you know what I mean? And I think that's why we've got the Four of Swords there. And then with the Three of Swords, this is saying that, look, you're going to still have the memory of this intense joy, and it's going to create, oddly enough, it's going to create a little bit of longing in you, right? The memory of all of this intensity, this intense joy and pleasure and satisfaction is going to slowly dim over time. And it's going to leave you feeling like you're kind of missing that, you know? But I think that's a good thing. I think this is part of your own energy cycle that keeps you motivated, that keeps you on this spiritual path that you're on. It keeps you going. Because if you were to live in this Ten of Cups state, and what I like to say, I mean, maybe I don't like to say it, but I do say it sometimes, that with the Ten of Cups, this is like, if you become sugar, you can no longer taste sugar. If you become bliss and joy and happiness, then you can experience bliss or joy or happiness, right? You know, it's kind of like the eye cannot see itself kind of thing. So with this, it is that very intense state that you cannot stay in, right? I don't think it's possible to remain here with this 10. So we go from this 9, this final mechanism, it's starting to come now, you know, it's starting to manifest and flow out of us. It reaches the 10, and then it has to go back, right? It has to withdraw a little bit or transition into a different element altogether. You know what I mean? The end of the water, then we get into some of the earth energy, but we could transition that back to the air energy, where then we remember the experience, we process the experience, we try to recreate it in our minds, we think about it a lot, and I think that's where we are here with this 3. 3 is a lot of mental activity. It's a very fertile imagination, but now it's being used to go over what was once like the present moment, you know. So it's kind of the memory of all of this joy, all of this work, this completion, this satisfaction, this success. And I think, again, this is kind of your natural cycle of energy. And this is what keeps you going, keeps you motivated, keeps you hungry for more, you know. Now, the next card that we see is some more of this water energy. This is a 7 of Cups. This is, again, another card that's typically a not so happy card. But I think that this is very important for you, processing this water energy and not getting stuck in that 10 of Cups, not trying to stay in that state permanently, or at least indefinitely. Okay, so this is you kind of seeing through that and saying, look, this joy, pleasure, happiness that I'm experiencing, this is a temporary thing. And the illusion is that that is the permanent state of existence, of our lives, right? So in a sense, this 3 of Swords is seeing through this illusion of this 7. It's seeing that, look, what grows and blossoms and becomes fruitful eventually is going to have to go the other way and die and decay and return to the universe, to the earth, you know, and then the process starts again. So this really is you understanding this process, you having a relationship with this process that, again, I think is a natural part of your energy cycles. And you're understanding that this is not a permanent state, right? So you're able to see through this illusion that you can sustain this kind of joy permanently. So you're understanding almost from like a Buddhist sense, right? Where you're aware that all of this joy and pleasure is temporary. Okay, so you're seeing through this impermanence. Okay, you're seeing the impermanence, I guess. So I think that's a very important card with this air energy and this water energy. I think, again, it's the natural cycles for you. I think this is, I think we've been building up to this, and this is kind of that culmination of some of this fire energy that I think with this 3 of Wands, the fire energy is really, really strong and really contained, really, really well under your control. And then we have to deal with this water and this air energy that's kind of coming out of that. And it's part of this cycle. And I think in the next few weeks, we'll probably go back to building up all of this fire energy. And then we'll have this water and air again in a few weeks, you know. But the earth energy is also a very major component. This is the solidification of this. This is bringing all of this down just from the subtle, ethereal, energetic realms down to something concrete, visible, that you can taste and touch and smell and experience physically. Okay. The next card is this, the 2 of Pentacles here. And this is your concern card. This is what we're kind of worried about. And I think as much as you are aware of these cycles in yourself, and I feel like you're familiar with them, like you've been through this cycle before, it's still never a pleasant experience to transition out of this state of success and joy and pleasure and satisfaction and manifestation to swing back the other way to now you're kind of starting again with a new cycle, a new process. I wonder if this mystery card is going to be the Death card. I wonder if this is going to be, could be the Art or Temperance card. I'm thinking maybe it'll be a 4 of Wands. Anyway, it's this change. The pendulum is swinging back and forth perpetually. And you're sometimes on one side of it, and then you've got to swing back to the other side. And that's never really a pleasant experience. As much as you understand it, you accept it, you certainly recognize the necessity of it, and you understand that that's kind of closer to reality than to be permanently stuck in this 9, 10 of Cups experience. And you want to taste sugar again, right? You want to experience bliss and joy and satisfaction. You want to experience the sugar again. So we've got to swing back to the other side on this pendulum. And, how far to the other side we swing, well, that's kind of up to spirit, that's up to our fate or destiny, that's up to our choices, however you want to look at it. Some of us swing a little bit further in the opposite direction than others. And I think that you are one that maybe swings a little bit further in that other direction. Okay? And I think that's just part of your cycle. That's part of how you operate. And you have these really intense experiences of joy, pleasure, satisfaction, manifestation. Right? All of this intense, like water energy, this manifesting, this purpose, this meaning that you have on this spiritual journey. And then the pendulum swings the other way, and you've got to endure this melancholy, this sadness, this kind of nostalgia for that sugar experience, for that joy experience, right? But that's where the fire energy comes back to motivate you to start the whole process again. And you're really in tune with the natural flow of life, I feel. Okay. And the next card, very interesting card on the path of the serpent, is the Hermit. Now the Hermit is a card that rules the sign of Virgo, and Virgo is one of these energies that it's all about the cycle of life. It's all about planting the seed for the next generation. You know what I mean? It's the fertile earth where we plant the seed and we begin again, a new round of crops, right? A new generation of experiences. And I think you're very much in tune with that. And I think we're entering into, I don't want to take away from the joy and the real pleasure that you're going to experience this week because of this manifestation. But over here on the path of the serpent, we're kind of talking about what comes next, or what kind of energies or feelings are coming off of this really intense joy. But let's not forget about the joy, all right? Let's make this a happy time. You're going to have as much happiness as you can stand this week, damn it, okay? And I think that's very important for you to fully experience that. Fully, let yourself go, immerse yourself in that joyful, cheerful experience. Wonderful bliss, you know? The energy that we see next, this is kind of the part of the cycle, though. This is what's coming after, or what's coming kind of simultaneously with all that joy is the knowledge of what's coming after. Again, this is the path of the serpent. This is all about the fluctuation, the change, the kind of rhythms of the energy and of life, right? So what's coming after is this Hermit energy, and I think this is you withdrawing inward to getting in touch with that spiritual source, that light, that fire. Okay, it's almost like you have to then, when this cycle is underway, you have to return back to this Three of Wands that is within you. That is your spiritual source. That is your kind of your highest good, your highest spiritual source, and that's the lamp that the Hermit carries, right? And it's just something that you kind of withdraw from this active energy. You get this restful period, mentally, I think, to process the energy that was going on, to get through this little darkness, this kind of dark night a little bit. And you get ready for the pendulum swinging the other way. And you get back in touch with that fire element so that this whole thing can be initiated again. Okay, so I think at the end of the path of the serpent, it's going to be you withdrawing your energy inward, get in touch with spirit, kind of check in with home base, right? With the Three of Wands, check in with home base and begin again. Because that's what you do. You're creative in that way. And again, this could be going on in your professional life, your personal life. It could be in the workplace, financially. It could be business. It could be literally an artist, creating art. It could be anything. Whatever it is that you feel is your purpose, whatever it is that you feel is an expression of your highest spiritual self, and whatever is your creative experience, right? Wherever you're applying that creative experience. And again, this Hermit, I think, is a wonderful energy, and this is really like you're kind of just going back inside, checking in with home base, get a change of clothes, freshen up, and then you're back at it again. So this is really, really strong, really amazing energy. I think it's going to be a very intense week for you. I think with this water energy, I think we need to focus on this water energy. I wonder if this mystery card, bonus card, is going to be some more water energy, something to remind us Look, let's focus on the present. Let's focus on all of this joy, all of this pleasure and satisfaction that you're going to feel. Let's focus on the sugar, right? All of this stuff, yeah, that's going to come, but that's going to come after. We got to get to the sugar first, right? We want that sweetness. Let's see what this mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card is. Well, it's a 6 of Pentacles again. We started in the recent past with the 6 of Pentacles, right? And this was you really, getting closer to this final stage of bliss and getting closer to the sugar when everything was resonating with you, everything was harmonious. The universe was echoing back to you everything that you were putting into this project. It was starting to manifest and it was starting to take its physical form, right? Material success. And then we've got material success again. So I think this is really talking about the cycle is starting over again. And you're going to be on now once all of this, and really all of this energy could be taking place in a very short amount of time, right? It could be instantaneous that you have the joy, you process all of this, you're back at that hermit, and then right on the other side, in an instant, you're back to this 6 of Pentacles, manifesting something, what's coming next. The next project, the next phase of the work could be the next step on your path, and it could literally be happening in real time. Okay? I know it's taken us, 25 minutes to get through this energy, but this could all be happening in just, a snap of the fingers. So this really is a cycle for you. This really is part of the way you operate, the way you manifest, the way you express your creativity and bring your spiritual energy, your spiritual purpose down to the physical plane. And then it goes back up again, it comes back down again. It's just this flowing energy of light around you. And I really am getting this sense of like a golden aura. And it's just this, this flow of energy that's just circling you and cascading down. It really is a beautiful, and then it goes back up and then it cascades down again. It's really a beautiful, beautiful image, beautiful feeling that I'm getting. And I'm almost moved to tears with this joyful energy because I'm so excited for you. I feel like we've really been building up to this in the last several weeks, honestly. With all the fire energy that we've been having to get a handle on and sort out all of these active elements, all of that fire energy. And now it's so concentrated that it's going to be just the sweetest sugar you've ever tasted, and I'm so excited for you. We're going to take a quick look in the extended if you want to stick around. You can become a member to the channel to get access to all of the extended readings that we do for every sign, for every week. The Dove level is just a way to support the channel, actively support the channel, and I thank you if you want to join at the Dove level. The Serpent level is a couple dollars more, but you get access to all of the extendeds. Okay, so I encourage you to do that. It's a great way to support the channel. I really do appreciate all of that love and all of that support. I thank you just for being here watching this. I'm very thankful that you stuck around to the end of this video. Again, we're going to do a little bit in the extended, so I will see you on the other side. This was your weekly tarot reading, January 15th through 21st on Dove and Serpent Tarot.